to Let's Play Maniac Mansion. This is Mysterious JG. I've got almost exactly 15 minutes to record, so this video should go to exactly 15 minutes. But I did not actually have time to check and see exactly what I was doing the last time I recorded. Oh, well, one thing I did do was save a game that I need to now load, that's for sure. Alright, that's right. Now I remember. With Purple Tentacle was, we kind of got confused about what we needed to do to get Purple Tentacle to get Weird Ed out of his room. Purple Tentacle came down, found us, threw us in the dungeon, and decided to let the reactor continue to explode. Now, thank goodness, this is an LP where I can actually kind of talk about current events a little bit, because this is an LP where I'm recording one video, posting one video, instead of being way the F off when I'm recording stuff and when I'm, posting it. So I guess this is as good a time as any to mention that while this game uses nuclear reactors and stuff for wacky effect, the idea of a nuclear meltdown is like a comedy thing. Obviously, recent events in Japan with a massive earthquake, which the country was apparently quite well prepared for, followed by a tsunami, which apparently there was just no preparing for. And it's even led to problems with like nuclear reactors that were like totally shaken up, and the cooling systems were damaged. And apparently, it's just a really bad scene. I'm not a big prayer guy, but if you are, say a little prayer for the good folks in Japan. They've given us a lot of video game fun over the years, and they're also human beings, so give a hoot. Pray for the Japanese people. We're not going to get into the irony of the fact that they made the Godzilla films, which was this allegory about the horrors of, nuclear power, and yet they're, besides us and France, and Russia, I suppose, the biggest users of nuclear energy ever. We're not going to talk about that because we're being nice to those poor, unfortunate folks. Let's see if we have a key for this door now. We do not have the yellow key. I think the yellow key I may have already tried. But we've also got the silver key. The old rusty key is not going to work. But this one will. And we have here the swimming pool. What's going on with the swimming pool? There's a radio. Looks like a radio anyway. There's a ladder. Shall we save the game before we go down there? I think we can safely just walk down there, and I'm not going down there. It's full of water. Okay. That seems reasonable. What is the old tree? You can't do anything with the old tree, folks. I thought you could possibly somehow get a rope or something, climb over the fence and into the backyard, and that would be important, but really, the backyard is someplace that we would be able to get to, I think. And the gate is not locked, which is nice. Now at the garage. Here's the thing about the garage door, folks. We would not be able to open this had we not worked out with the Hunko-Matic, but we did, which means that we can open garage door. What do we have here? Well, we've got a couple things. We've got a cement slab. It won't budge. Okay. I believe we had a water faucet handle. That's a neat thing to have just in your garage. Now don't give it to someone. Pick it up. There we go. We already know where to use that, folks, so we've got a sign. Let us read the sign on the Edsel. Tentacle on board. Modified rocket engines on an Edsel. The license plate says THX 1138. That would be a Lucasfilms reference. There's the bumper sticker. I Heart Weird Ed. Now we've got different keys that we could try to use. We used the silver key to get here, so let's try. Did we ever find what that yellow key is for? Let's use the yellow key in the trunk. So I think the trunk is locked. Yes! And we get tools. Excellent, folks. Excellent. We are making progress. Let's save the game real quick because I want to try something which I believe is a bad idea. But I want to try it anyway because I want you folks to see what happens. And I really hope this is recording because now I'm realizing only now that I didn't do a test before I started recording, and I have now saved my game. Let's use the yellow key in the Weird Edsel. I better close the trunk first. Then he comes back around, and the rocket engines start up, and what's going on? Apparently, we just launched the Edsel with its rocket engines into the lower atmosphere and completely destroyed the pool. Okay, that's not good, is it? Yeah, this isn't good at all. This is not necessarily what I expected to have happen. But yeah, we just completely destroyed the pool for reasons that Oh, never mind. We destroyed the garage. The pool is fine. Okay, but no, we don't want that, folks. We may or may not still be able to win the game, but the Edsel is important in the final puzzle. It's one of the ways to solve the final puzzle. The one that kind of depends on which characters you've got requires the Edsel. I believe we can do it without the Edsel because we have Wendy, but I don't necessarily want to chance it. So let's... And, there is nothing over to the far right, so I'm not going to bother to go look over there. I believe, now that I think about it, Bernard is the only one who's not worked out on the Hunk-O-Matic yet. Or did he? If he worked out on the Hunk-O-Matic, actually, I want to save some walking. Because I know what we have to do next. Now, if we already found out you can open the garage door if you have the Hunk-O-Matic. Or if you've used the Hunk-O-Matic. I didn't get over to the garage door before using the Hunk-O-Matic, but it would not have opened. Darn it, Bernard did not use the Hunk-O-Matic. I couldn't remember if he had or not. In the meanwhile, though, I thought I saw something over here. What is this yellow thing? Undeveloped film. Why is there undeveloped film? Okay, it's opened. What? I think I just exposed the film. I didn't want you to expose the film. Why did you open it? I meant you to pick it up. Well, doesn't matter, folks. We can't develop it without Michael, the game's official black dude. He's the only one who knows how to develop the film. But since I already know that Dave or Wendy has to go to open that grate, and while Dave seems to be really far away, he's nowhere near as far away from it as Wendy is. So let's get Dave over there. Diamond Dave. He's gonna go rescue his girlfriend and then kick you in the balls because he's Diamond Dave. Or maybe he's Devastating Dave the Turntable Slave. That would be kind of stupid. Alright. Oh, and there's something else we need to do. We can... No, don't walk to the door. Now we need to give shit to Bernard. Okay. Let us give stuff to Bernard. I am going to give Bernard the glass jar because I forgot to do something we needed to do while we were at the pool. And that is collect pool water. There's two sources of water, the faucet and the pool. It makes a difference which one you use. You'll find out why in a minute. I'm coming to realize the more I play this game that I probably am going to remember all of the puzzles as we go, or at least almost all of them. Fear not, as I may have mentioned, I'm thinking that after this I'm having a good time, so I might play Zack McCracken after this. There's no way I'm going to remember the puzzles from that, because I just spent a lot less time playing it. It's a very similar game, but I played this one to death. That one, I just didn't play quite as much, so you will have more of an opportunity to help out with that, probably. Okay, so I picked up the undeveloped film without opening it. Because, unlike Bernard, apparently Davis is stupid. It's weird. Bernard seems like he would be smart. I forgot to give Bernard the tools. Bernard's going to need the tools later. But he doesn't need them right this second, so we're still good. Here we are, underground. There's a world going on underground. Okay. There's not a whole lot seemingly going on here. There is a puddle of developer. Well, we know what to do with that, folks. Or at least I know what to do with it. You might have guessed. Not stamps, sponge. Use sponge in developer. Puddle of developer. Yes, yes indeed. Now, we have the developer. That would be important if we had Michael in our group. We do not, so it's really not important. And this is the end of what we can do here. What have we got here? We've got a water valve. Let's get Bernard moving with Milk on the Rocks. Do I have a pencil pocket protector because I am a generic geek? Revenge of the Nerds. I've never seen any Revenge of the Nerds movie. Perhaps it just hits too close to home. He's got a glass jar. He's got his hands on his nutsack, spitting lungus. Sorry. Something that somebody I went to high school with used to say. He's kind of an idiot. Alright, well, let's use the glass jar with the swimming pool. We now have a jar of water. That's a good start, but there's more to be done. We've got the water valve. Let's drain the pool so we can get that radio and see if there's anything else cool we can do. That doesn't seem to work. What, using it? Oh, no, I don't have to turn it off. Turn off the water valve. Turn on the water valve? Okay, there we go. We've drained the pool, folks. Excellent. And, uh-oh. Do you see what I see? Oh no! The pool is empty again! We're going to have another meltdown! How will I ever take over the world when things like this keep happening? I think we know where this is going, folks. Tentacle, front and center! Here I am. We've got problems again. Yes, sir. I'll go throw another random kid in the dungeon and then let the house blow up, shall I? Sure. Alright, well, let's move fast. Let's pick up the radio. Pick up the radio. Pick up, there's a key. That's handy. Pick up the glowing key. Of course it's glowing, folks. And what is button? There's no one here. Oh well, I'll turn off the light. Do. Electricity doesn't grow on trees, after all. So let's walk over to read the button. Do not press under any circumstances. If you press that button, folks, the house blows up. I'm not going to bother to show you. We've seen the house blow up enough. So let's get out of there. Now that we've got a key and a radio, let's get Bernard out of the pool so he doesn't drown. Because you can mess up and drown your characters, folks. Now let's turn off the water valve before we blow up the house. Well, there you go, folks. That was a pretty successful video, if I do say so myself. Alright, well, we've got a new key, we've got a radio, we've got tools, we've got all sorts of stuff to play with. Think in your little baby minds, folks, about how we could use any of these things to deal with the obstacles that we've come across so far. And we will work on doing something with all of this stuff next time. Thank you so much for watching, folks. See you then.